So hello, and if you're watching this video today, welcome to Alex Elite Golf, and today's video I'm going to show you the missing secret to hitting the golf ball long and dead straight. And this is definitely something a lot of people at whatever level really overlook. It's something that I really feel we need to get a grip of in order to hit the driver long and dead straight. So this is something you're really going to want to know. If you're new to the channel, guys, don't forget to subscribe, and as well as that, don't forget to hit that notification button as well. By hitting that, you're not going to miss any of the future content coming up on Alex Elite Golf, all on course, some off course, and ultimately just going to help you improve your golf game. So in today's video, I'm really going to talk to you about one thing only, strike, and how strike is king with the driver. And we really need to understand that have a good certain strike on the golf ball will really dominate where this ball actually ends up. But before that, I want to know what driver you're gaming and what specs you've actually got set up on your driver, because I find it interesting what driver you're gaming and how it's set up. So I've got the King F9 speedback driver. I've done a few alterations. I got a 10.5 degree head. I've then actually left the loft at the same than its actual stock head, but what I have done is here I've moved the heavier weight to the front and the lighter weight to the back, so ultimately moving the center of gravity a little bit close to the head, hopefully lowering that spin a little bit too. I've got in my shaft, I've got a hazardous smoke 6.5, so you can see here I've got everything that's going to help me reduce my spin a little bit and help me hit the golf ball ultimately as far as I can, and long and dead straight drives. But whatever driver you're gaming, this is something that you really need to understand, and I think whether it's a driver lesson you have, whatever it is, it's something that you can't overlook. Strike is absolutely king or queen. It's absolutely paramount to where this ball will end up. Let me explain to you now. So what do we need to know about strike? I want you to understand a few things in terms of strike, because the driver is a bigger head than an iron and the center of gravity is a little bit lower and a little bit further back. There's going to be some amount of gear effect in the driver head, and this goes for all modern drivers. Now, because the center of gravity is lower and further back, there will be a little bit of twisting either way on off-center hits. So if we're someone who's catching it a little bit out of the toe, our head is going to twist a little bit in the opposite direction. So if hitting the toe, it's going to twist back and round, and my golf ball is going to move in the opposite direction. I want you to imagine it in gears. One moves one way, the other moves the other. Think of the gears on a bike, or the gears and cogs in a machinery. One works one way, one works the other. So if I hit it a little bit out the toe, I'm going to get a ball which moves a little bit like this, right to left for a right-handed player. Now, if we're actually thinking about this and saying, okay, I made a good swing, I actually felt like I made a good balance finish in that swing, but I got a little bit out the toe, I got this curvature, or I didn't actually know why I got this curvature, it's really important to understand strike and know strike is really going to affect where this ball's going to end up, especially with the driver. So if we now catch one out the heel, we're going to get the same thing happening. We're getting the head twisting back, but in the opposite direction. So this way now, and the ball would move in this direction. So you can see here, just with simply understanding that if I don't quite get a centered hit, it's going to be really hard for me to get a long and dead straight drive. So if we actually look at it a little bit further in terms of, okay, in smash factor, if we get one in the golf club's geometric center, so wherever the actual center of gravity aligns up behind the face, if we get it right out the center, we're potentially going to create the best ball speed, the best distance, as long as we've got the impact factors that are in our favor. But what I really want you to get out of today's video is that we need to understand that strike is king. So what I'd like you to do is, down at the driving range, I'd like you to get out there and really try and work on and know where my strike is, because it's really fatal sometimes. You say, oh yeah, got that big slice curvature, but I felt like I was doing what my coach said to do. But we look at the face, and we've got one really out the heel. So you could, like I could say, you could start diagnosing wrong swing faults, but not actually realize it's just down to your strike. Now, you may actually watch this video and argue, well, bad swing would cause a bad strike, but not necessarily. A bad swing could still get a centered strike. A good swing could not get a centered strike. And that's really important. Really understand that strike is absolutely king. With driver, it makes up 80 to 85% of what this ball's going to do. So we now know how important it is to get the ball out the middle. And it might sound a really simple thing, but it's something that we all overlook. I've done it. I mean, I've hit one out the toe and we got away with it one time. But I think if we start to train a centered hit in terms of how we practice, we get out on the golf course and we know what's going to happen, because I think you'll be surprised. I think you'll realise if we actually do this, what we're going to do in a second, and actually see where we're striking the ball, or if it's a bit sporadic, you could see how that might have implications hitting long and dead straight drives. If we catch them out the heel, then the toe, and the heel, and the toe, it's going to be hard to hit a long distance and hit a lot of fairways. So ultimately, hard to hit long straight drives. So what drill can we do? And this is just something that I've done with a few people just to show and highlight why sometimes their curvature is happening. So what I'd like you to do is, whatever golf ball you use, and if it's even if it's a practice ball, grab your pen. We'll have to mark our pen or mark our golf ball out on the golf course if we're playing a competition. Just place a line, a fairly thick line, on the golf ball. So what we're looking here for is this nice thick line now. As we tee this golf ball up, we're looking to put our tee in the ground, and we're going to hit in this direction. This will make a mark on the face, and it will show us where we're hitting it on the face. So a lot of you will be surprised. You slicers out there, you may be hitting it a little bit off the heel, which is accentuating that curvature from left to right. Some of you guys may be hitting those hooks, maybe hitting it just off the toe. So you can see here some simple advice would be just with driver, before you start trying to diagnose your own swing faults and diagnose things why I might be hooked it because of this and that, let's get strike. Especially with the driver, we've got to get strike. Line the golf ball up and find out where you're hitting it on the face, and then we can start to look at it improving your swing, if it's the swing, or if it's just strike, to hitting long and dead straight drives. So there you go. This is what will be my most important, simple lesson for absolutely everybody to hit long and dead straight drives. It's really important that you understand strike. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and there's plenty of other videos, simple tips that are going to help you elevate your game and start enjoying your golf a little bit more. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time on Alex Elliott Golf.